Gentlemen and female gentlemen, we are diving into Fortnite lore. I know none of us like Fortnite here, all right? We are Fortnite hater enthusiasts. I'm joking. I have zero opinions about Fortnite. I'm actually pretty open-minded about this kind of thing. As someone that will be absorbing all lore on the internet, I felt like Fortnite was definitely a good thing to look into. Now that Skibbity Toilet is actually canon to Fortnite, I felt like, you know what? F it. We'll try to watch someone actually try to explain this shit. So Chupo made a video 12 days ago talking about the bizarre lore of Fortnite. So this is actually all the way up to date with Fortnite lore. Apparently, like, there's an actual fucking lore to all of Fortnite, like Fortnite including random characters. Apparently, like, there's like an actual overarching storyline to this shit. So I am here to absorb that. That's right, all lore gets absorbed. It could be indie games like Mouthwashing we just did. It could be giant game franchises like D&D, which we just did. It could be giant fucking massive universes like Warhammer 40k and League of Legends. All lore will be absorbed, all right? Let's see what Fortnite's all about, all right? Let's see if this is actually worthy and where it'll actually fall on the Fortnite tier list. As you know, all lore will get absorbed, compiled into like tier list format. I have a lot of really interesting video ideas in regards to future lore content, so let's go.
You already know what Fortnite is. We can skip the intro.
It's the game with guns and shooting, except for that one map that Kamala Harris's campaign created that they didn't include guns because they're kind of anti-guns or... Yeah, it's pretty gay.
Hi, everybody. I'm here on vacation. Even I gotta take breaks every once in a while. All right, let's start. Our first time point is a simple one. The Big Bang.
I love this guy. I love this guy. It's like, I'm on vacation. Anyway, 50-minute long video about Fortnite lore. Yeah, all right. Classic. Sounds like a Nux vacation, to be honest. I go on vacation, my videos somehow get longer. Why does every video game need to have lore start at the Big Bang? Bro, this is f***ing Fortnite, for God's sake. For crying out loud. Shit in a chisel ball. What the shit do they all have to start at the Big Bang for? Every single one of them. Hey guys, this is a game about Skibbity Toilet. All right, so it all started with the beginning of time.
When the big old bang happened, the universe as we know it went from not existing to probably existing.
Damn.
The universe would build itself, it would grow, it would evolve, so on and so forth. It's why we all exist now. However, before the Big Bang, there was the nothing. This being the concept of nothing, the concept of not existing as a cosmic entity that existed for an undetermined amount of time. So when the bang decides to big, it suddenly produced the 0 point as a second unfathomably powerful omnipotent being. We don't really know what it is, but it sure is. The 0 point is the polar opposite of the nothing. And
wait, you're telling me there was a Big Bang before there was like the nothing, which is like an entity, like a god, and now there's a fucking 0 point, which is like another god, like the god of existence, okay?
Supposedly is capable of linking together every universe that has shown up since the Big Bang.
They're actually finding a way to make every fucking Fortnite, Naruto, Goku, Skibbity Toilet skin actually canon in Fortnite. They had to invent their own fucking quantum physics for this lore. I cannot believe that they actually went this hard to explain why they're doing cash grab collaborations. All the lore is canon to Fortnite.
Making it so each reality could reach each other through the 0 point through like reality shenanigans. Now this would be the case for about 99.9999998% of all of time. We're already almost done with the timeline. No, I'm just messing with you. The last 0.0000002% is where things start falling apart.
I'm so confused. What?
One day, possibly thousands of years ago, a faction showed up called the Imagined Order, led by this guy named Gino up, with the goal of creating the perfect genetic society. And so he took a nice...
Are you telling me actual Nazis are the antagonists to the Fortnite universe? Dude, I told you I'm absorbing all lore, but I did not expect that. That you'd have like white supremacist fucking Nazi genotype supreme race people actually being the villains in fucking Fortnite.
Soul gander at the 0 point, and it was all like, crackers, man, we gotta get that blue stuff and put it in a box. So they got that blue stuff and they put it in a box, trapping the 0 point in this place called the Bridge. Alongside Gino, members include his 2 daughters, the Imagined and the Order. Great names. I'm sure he thought real hard about those ones. We also got Dr. Sloan as a second in command.
These are actual characters?
Alongside Agent John Jones.
Oh my god, dude, this is the craziest thing in the universe.
In terms of being important to the Imagined Order, he's just okay. But in this overall tale, he's a special little friend who we will all love by the end. The Order sends Agent Jones to be experimented on in the 0 point. In response, it creates a new type of person called a snapshot.
It creates a new type of person. called the snapshot.
With this snapshot being Jonesy the First, just good old default player Jonesy.
So the default player is the default player in Fortnite because they were actually having Nazis doing genetic mutation testing on this guy. That's awesome.
Physically, Jonesy the First was present, but mentally, he was about the same as a scared deer you would run over in the deep Midwest.
Okay.
The Order then continues to learn and use the 0 point, firmly grasping and taming what can only be described as the mother of everything to ever. Eventually, with all this new stuff learned, the Imagined Order is going to go and create the most despicable and rotten and mischievous thing comprehensible with this silly old blob of blue, and for thousands of years forced the creation of the Loop, which involves abusing the 0 point to grab worthy-ish people from all kinds of realities and universes where they would fight for 22-minute cycles in the Battle Royale game.
Why? Why? I am so confused. Wait, so the Nazi scientists eventually found some sort of insane way to use this fucking John Jones guy to make him a generic main character in a 0 point time loop. And they then... Wait... They summon important-ish characters from the multiverse to also compete in these 22-minute cycles. What?
Gameplay where top combatants might just get recruited to join the Imagined Order, or in some cases, they downright escape the loop with no consequence. For example...
Wait, so you're telling me that the reason why Fortnite is happening and these infinite battle royales are happening are because God-level space Nazis are fucking testing them to see who the ideal creature is? So you're literally playing in this infinite, endless trial by combat to see who will become recruited into some insane Nazi order? That might be the craziest fucking twist of all time. That this is actual canon to Fortnite.
Example, Batman does it, so it just requires Batman-level skill. If you want to know what the loop is like, just go play Fortnite. That's what the loop is. Like, every game is canon, every death is canon, and
This is insane. That is, like, ridiculously lazy and also just hilariously cursed at the same time.
Storm is like an extra thing that comes from the loop, preparing to happen over and over until potentially the end of time itself. And all of this has been taking place located at the center of it all at Reality Zero, the name for this location, for this cycle, for this sick and twisted plan the Imagined Order is brewing in the demonic realm of Fortnite. Every person stuck on the island is referred to as a looper. They lose a good chunk of their memories, and with very, very few exceptions, unless they break out of the loop, are unable to speak. Now, the Imagined Order...
That's why the characters in Fortnite are these mute guys running around like it's the first time, because they have them in a tragic loop where they wipe their memories, mute them, and have them fight each other to the death for an endless battle. An endless battle where they'll inevitably just fucking be recruited into this Nazi order if they end up becoming strong enough. Every game in Fortnite is lore. Every universe is lore in the Fortnite world.
I won't lie, they've been kind of uncool fellas this whole time with the whole never-ending fight to the death thing, and it gets especially bad when a looper gets to leave the loop. Snapshots then show up. Treat all of this stuff like catch-alls and ways to justify all of these characters and crossovers being able to stay in the game for so long without any issues in their respective existences. Marvel, DC, Star Wars, sports, Capcom, basically anything that is not Nintendo will have...
Because Nintendo's fucking brutal with copyright. This is, like, I love how the actual lore for Fortnite is just pure brain rot.
Their characters or people dragged in here one way or another. Their characters will win relatively early.
Oh my fucking god, dude. Morty is a character in Fortnite.
And then an endless supply of them are going to show up via snapshots. Or not. You know, it's completely illogical and stupid when these characters are all canon and count and show up in each battle pass. It's stupid. It's dumb. I don't like it already. The problem with a lot of these characters is that they can be taken at points where it completely obliterates their respective narratives. With all superheroes, it's not a big deal, but you can make a new Superman, you can make a new Iron Man, it's fine. The same thing happens with Rick and Morty. It's technically canon because there's
an infinite amount of universes in the Rick and Morty universe, alright?
Infinite Ricks, infinite Mortys, so it makes sense.
Sure.
But then we got Peter Griffin.
What do you fucking do about that shit? How the fuck is this gonna be canon to Peter Griffin's reality?
And Family Guy will collapse upon itself without Peter Griffin. And then we also got, like, all the anime characters who are taken in their primes, and then, like, deliberate spider people who are established and emphasized as necessary to their worlds. What do you do then? What's gonna happen when Sonic bounces around in Fortnite land?
Yeah, nothing. They didn't think about that shit. They came up with some generic catch-all, and that's it. Unless they're just taking an alternate version of Sonic, an alternate version of Eren, an Attack on Titan universe just that gets completely fucking destroyed because there was no Eren. A Sonic universe that got taken over by Eggman because there was no Sonic. There's an infinite amount of universes, and they just need to pluck one character from their multiverses. I'm just saying.
Honestly, it doesn't matter. We can ignore it. The fun thing about a multiverse story is that you can just say a multiverse happened, and that removes all need to make confidence where these characters come from.
Correct, which is why multiverse is literally the biggest cop-out in modern fiction. That's why every fucking Marvel movie needs to have a multiverse now, because nothing ever means anything anymore.
You can just say they got taken from different worlds from the main ones,
True.
and it's fine,
Yep,
you know? Plus,
exactly.
Fortnite doesn't respond to my DMs, so I guess we'll never know.
Yeah,
I just
fuck you,
gotta
Fortnite.
stress this. The Imagined Order's been in control for millennia. They've been out and about stealing as many people as possible from all kinds of realities just because it's funny. The problem with having infinite people getting stuck in your loop is that eventually the infinite people stuck in your loop are gonna accumulate at least a few who are gonna resist the very thing you got going on. With that being said, this is the 7. We got a team of 6.5 members who want to go around and
6.5.
protect the 0 points, so all universes can finally stop being dragged into Fortnite.
Makes sense. If I would be a terrorist if I was in the Fortnite universe as well, I'll be real.
First up, we got the Foundation. This is Dwayne Johnson. This is
Why?
the leader.
There's no fucking way Dwayne Johnson is the leader of a terrorist group in Fortnite. Like, you can't even make this shit up. This is insane.
Don't gotta worry about this guy. He's fine. Then we got the Paradigm, that one.
Yeah, Paradigm.
If I mispronounce it, it's fine. I'm told she does cool stuff. Then there's the Scientist. He's a scientist.
All right.
The Imagined and the Order will leave the Imagined Order just out of guilt. Good for them. And then there's the Origin and the Visitor, who I'm gonna save until we get there. Along with this resistance, we also gotta deal with the last reality. This basically being the folks who work with the Nothing. See, Nothing and 0 Point got a lot of beef.
They're turning the universe into a character. Oh my fucking god.
0 Point keeps making life. The Nothing wants Nothing to be around.
Classic dichotomy, am I right, guys?
So the Nothing nabbed an army capable of sending things like zombies and Kevin the Cube to goof up the Imagined Order's testing of the loop. So the Nothing has agreed to spare this reality just so the rest of it can be nothing. The last reality, as such, has a simple goal. Make every other reality freaking die.
That's
and
pretty
so, Reality 0 has to go. They really...
So there's an actual interdimensional multiversal conflict here between the Nothing entities. Dude, I don't know, man. Listen, I know we're just in the very beginning of the Fortnite lore, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I really think this is not gonna end up much higher than C tier on the fucking giant lore tier list.
We only have 2 characters of importance right now, those being the Cube King and the Cube Queen.
Dude, this is fucking absurd, okay? This is way too woke. So you're telling me the Cube King is just a fucking cube, and then the Cube Queen is this fucking sexy cyber lady that's doing pink face? That's just not right. I'm just saying. That's just not fucking right.
And even then, the king did the math. He thought about it, he realized, wait a second, every other reality besides mine is a lot of deaths on my hands. I don't know if I like that very much. And he didn't like that very much. Instead, he grabbed one of those sticks and blanket things I see in every cartoon, but I don't know what they're called. And then the Cube King leaves his home, joins the 7, and becomes the Origin. And
so the Cube King is this creature created by the Nothing universe. Basically, an evil god. An evil god created the Cube King to spread its doctrine, and he was like, fuck it. And he joins a terrorist organization that is fighting against a whole ass other god. Bro.
And with all of that being said, we have now finished the prologue. All of it.
Oh my fucking god, murder me. Holy shit, what the flying fuck balls.
That was set up, that was revealed slowly across the years, but now we know it all. So we don't need to backtrack. We are now...
So what the fuck are they gonna do? And then they just play.
Officially at the start of the game on July 21st, 2017. Chapter 1. It's Fortnite. For the first 6 months, we witnessed what's really just fighting without rhyme or reason. At this time, we don't know what's going on, but nowadays, we can rest easy knowing that this is the equivalent of purgatory. The only thing I remember about this era was all the empty mountains on the west. Why were there so many mountains? There was only like 2 locations on the west side. Did they just forget to add more? I remember I got my first solo win right here, and then I got Black Knight because I grew up in an isolated house in the woods.
Makes sense.
There was no neighborhood kids, only Fortnite, the rodents in the walls, and the voices in my head.
Yeah!
In actuality,
I mean, the voices in my head are still there. They're pretty great. They keep me company on dark days.
We can skip the first 2 seasons.
This is the problem with doing lore dives, bro.
And go straight to season 3 and 4, when on March 20th, 2018, a giant meteor made its merry way into Fortnite-topia and decimates Dusty Depot. Now, in this meteor, the visitor somehow found his way into the rock and for a time becomes subjected to suffering in the loop. All while this is happening, funny Fortnite people are superheroes. And then it's revealed that this is not real. None of this is real. There will never, ever, ever be superheroes in Fortnite. Just give it like 2 seasons.
Dude, they have no idea what the fuck they're doing. They have no idea what they're doing. The lore is so fucking disjointed. They're coming up with reasons in the future, retroactively explaining why things happened in the past.
Visitor, disappointed by this mid-season reveal, decides to reprogram a prop rocket used in the movie to go back to his home base, and after being trapped on the island for about 3 months, is able to escape. But he causes a rift so rifty and sticky it starts snatching things up from all kinds of realities, with the most impactful one being a portion of the California desert, swapping places with the ever-iconic location, Moisty Mire. This implies Moisty Mire is in California.
I mean, does this surprise anybody? Does this really surprise you?
Out of all buildings, all the gunk taken, we only know about one real-world person being taken by the rift. They go by Drift, who across the...
Drift was the guy taken by the rift. I mean, yeah.
The loading screens tragically converts to the weight.
Dude, this poor guy, this random dude in California, because some guy fucked up in Fortnite, ended up grabbing this guy away from his family, entering him into a fucking loop of incessant violence. That's fucking sad.
Piece of Fortnite, once being a bystander, now stuck as a cog in the loop.
Bro.
It's a lovely summer in 2018.
That's pretty cursed.
Drift and all of his new pals go on wacky adventures across the island every 22 minutes until the rift strikes a mighty lightning in the California desert and out pops Kevin the Cube.
No!
Now, Kevin was on a mission. This brave little cube would take a brave journey to each major end of the island, one step at a time. Each step being extremely big and physics-defying, and usually like 1 or 2 hours apart. Along the way, he would leave some runes on the ground and slaughter any poor loopers who dare defy him by shooting them and killing them. At the end of his brave little cubic voyage, he ends up at Loot Lake, where Kevin would then dissolve into Loot Lake and contaminate the water supply like any cube.
Oh my god, he's like every single Batman villain.
Would. Now, permanently damaging a major body of water was not enough to satisfy Kevin.
Bro literally contaminated a lake in an endless loop system. That's the worst act of terrorism of all time.
So he decides that the lovely little house in the middle was going to be a floating island from now on. And so Kevin's island would then become a viable Smash Bros. Stage. If Fortnite ever gets added, it'll be funny. Make this the stage. God, now, across season 6, Kevin, being the little miscreant he is, he makes his merry way all around Fortnite, getting more and more powerful until near Halloween. We got Fortnitemares 2018, where Kevin would go back to the big crater he left behind in Loot Lake, make a giant shockwave, and it starts leaking cube monsters.
Oh, that is so painful. That is so fucking painful. Holy shit. Cube monsters! Why?
This makes Kevin leak, but it ends up doing quite a number to our QB pal. Kevin starts dying, and then he explodes, and all of the loopers are brought to this new dimension, the in-between, where...
Oh! Dude, I knew Fortnite lore was gonna be crazy. I didn't think it would be shit.
This
Sorry, maybe it gets better. Maybe we're still in chapter 1. We're still in chapter 1, guys. So it's ramping up. It doesn't know what it's doing yet. It's still finding its footing. Okay.
Still butterfly flap.
It ended up in the lands between to find the Elden Cube.
Flaps all over Fortnite and all the Fortnite friends and transports them back into a beautiful loot lake. Wow, what a lovely time. I'm sure glad that that's all over and Purgatory can continue. I'm sure.
Yeah, so basically there's a near world-ending situation. It actually manages to get stopped. It's awe-inspiring, revolutionary literature. And then they literally just transfer them back into the original fucking time loop where they end up in Purgatory fighting for eternity so that the science Nazis could test them out to create super soldiers. Fuck!
From here on out, nothing else is gonna happen ever again.
Right?
This is the point where Santa would invade Fortnite.
Dude, Team Fortress 2 lore was like godsend compared to this shit.
This is Sergeant Winter. For the sake of this, he is essentially a militaristic iteration of Santa. He seems
Makes
pretty
sense.
cool. I'll give him like an 8 out of 10 as a Santa.
Yeah.
The big event of the season is that the bottom left of the map has a giant iceberg collide that everyone just rolls with for no real reason. Greasy Grove is frozen over, Flush Factory is gone, even though, be honest, he didn't care. One of the new locations, Polar Peak, has an ice castle full of hate and ice and a giant monster.
It's inverse Bowser.
What are you? Well, we don't know and we won't know. Well, not yet at least. Really, all that you gotta know is that the island thaws out as the season continues. So by the end, it's just another thing we gotta deal with. A consequence of this that literally nobody had control over, nobody could say anything about, just had to watch in horror. There's this fire guy. And
What the fuck?
he looks at the ice.
Not my Ice King! Not my Ice King! I swear, this guy's not my Ice King!
King, the one of this season, and on the opposite side of the map, and he goes, well, I'm gonna do that, but also the opposite of that. Yes, sirree, I'm fire versus ice. This is what season 8 is gonna be about. Probably. The prisoner then starts a wildfire, burning all of Wailing Woods in the process.
That sucks.
What a dick. By the way, the prisoner is also the Fire King, so he reclaims that
my
in
God,
that
dude,
section of the
stop.
island. This causes a big old volcano to show up, and now this is unacceptable. See, the Imagined Order doesn't quite like new stuff going on.
True. They want to use their Nazi testing ground in the silence.
Fine with the iceberg collision, they were fine with the giant purple cube crushing people and bringing monsters and zombies to destroy everything mid-season, but a volcano? Oh,
Too far!
hell no. So the
Ho,
order
ho, ho, chuckle fucks! We will not accept that!
starts preparing excavations across the island just as a precaution to prevent an eruption, and they also discover a vault under Loot Lake, and this was just a whole disaster for the Imagined Order. Like, the loopers find out about the vault, and considering a majority of the player base had the same level of distraction as a moth to a source of light, or your mother with a college fraternity house, the first instinct was to dive right in without any concern for their well-being. So inside the vault, we have a bunch of items that were taken out of the game, along with a desk, a helmet, and the 0 point. Hi, 0 point. It doesn't do that much right now. It offers a cigarette, but we believe in abstinence, so it gets a little upset when it kicks us out. But the Fire King, knowing the entire community and population was more concerned about the scary white and blue void with that big blue ball of omnipotence, it then decided it would now be a good idea to erupt the volcano. It deliberately backfires, but just enough to where it breaks even. We lose Retail Row, we lose Tilted Towers for real this time. We had a scare with Kevin, but it only destroyed like this one building that gets...
So is this like the big excuse for why the maps change over time? It's like these cataclysmic disasters happen in this fucking purgatory.
Destroyed all the time, and it strikes Polar Peak, freaking out the monster underneath. And that was a lot. Let's take a quick breather and enter the minds of some of the unfortunate loopers caught in this horrible attack. We have Jonesy the First, and we have Peely. Now, Peely is a sentient banana man.
Oh my god, this is an actual character. This is that's a real actual character.
We are stuck with him. I don't really care for Peely, and I'm tired of pretending I do. Peely has always felt like an industry plant to me. It's like Fish Stick. I like Fish Stick. I think he's silly, but Peely is not that. He is worse. Jonesy and Peely run into a hidden bunker. They find a nice little hangout zone. Only problem is that there's no food. I'm gonna mark this one up as cannibalism. And then a robot opens the door.
They eat Peely? That was a character and they just eat him? No. What?
And now the island is in the future, so cool, season 9 time. And I'm just gonna assume the exact situation happens to every other looper, so we don't know what was happening in between. This might be a plot hole or something. Yeah, I don't know how the 22-minute
there's no plot holes in Fortnite. It's just, you just don't understand it yet.
Loop could cause the construction to occur of all of this stuff. There are so many problems with Fortnite. We're just gonna ignore it. And this fixes everything. All broken buildings have now been improved. I don't think there's anything to... Oh, the Polar Peak monster somehow has managed to sneak into the nearby ocean.
This is a thing in Fortnite? This giant fucking ice monster just happens to be there? Dude, how does that fit into the plot at all? How does that fit into the game?
And off screen, it beats the prisoner, so he's no longer...
Oh, it beats someone up off stream. Never mind.
And then the Imagined Order decided to make the Volcano into another base in case anything else happens. I'm sure that won't happen. Something like this will happen every 2 months until the end of time or until Fortnite dies, whichever comes first. This event is awesome. The Polar Peak Monster, the Devourer,
Bro,
it wants to get to the 0 point, and the IO don't quite jive with that idea.
True, they're the Imagined Order, they're the science Nazis that are testing people out in this combat. They don't like the monster, makes sense.
So they're gonna go over and end its life, and they build a Fortnite Mechazord. It's so cool. It's terrific. Giant mecha kaiju fight.
Dude,
it's a brutal,
fuck?
intense
This is
1v1.
crazy.
Somehow 0 casualties, like it matters. It doesn't. And in the end, the IO mech wins when it pulls a sword out of Neo Tilted and fatally ends the beast with the help of the 0 point. In exchange, the 0 point is...
He had an actual Power Rangers versus Godzilla fight to save the purgatory?
Now exposed, and without the vault, reality starts falling in upon itself, and it takes us straight to Season X. Oh, by the way, I forgot to throw this in, but the mech was piloted by that one, so all the other members of the 7 think she might be a traitor. We can ignore that until it's convenient. This is where the 7 really start to make some moves. Time starts crumbling a bit, and Dusty Depot makes a temporary return. Along with that, the meteor is frozen in time, and in this situation, instead of the visitor being stuck, we gotta deal with the scientist. And the Imagined Order, knowing this, starts to use the mech.
A different one of the terrorists is stuck in this reality
to trap the loopers. And it works a little too well, because these mechs are considered overpowered and get removed from the game.
When the lore starts ramping up and you recognize, wait a second, there's actually still a game.
Thank you, non-casual players. You have done exactly one good thing for the game of Fortnite. Now, before the scientist lands and loses his memory when entering the loop, he records some audio logs to remind his forgetful self on what to do. We also learn here that the visitor got to skip on the looping antics because he entered mid-recess, I think.
Okay,
it
makes sense,
sure,
okay?
There's a lot. I'll take a B+. So the scientist comes in, he boop-bops the rocket, and the island finale begins to come down, and as every other member of the 7, they fly down, and before you know it, 0 point gets hit by the Dusty Depot meteor, and in response, it real quick forces everybody into a black hole so it can take a breather, just take it all in, get some water, and for 2 days, 2 real-world days, middle schoolers across the globe were in shambles. Was Fortnite over? Okay, that's not how companies work.
Wait, are you kidding me? Wait! Are you telling me that Fortnite had like this epic cinematic and then it just went offline for 2 days and middle schoolers across the world were having like starting suicide cults because they thought Fortnite ended? Oh my fucking god! Those actual morons! Bro!
It's been well established.
It's a company. It's making money. It's not just going to end the story.
At this point that Fortnite is a powerhouse when it comes to making money. I mean, look at the collapse.
They are very good at making money, that's for sure.
There, of course, were some across Chapter 1. Nothing too crazy, though. Just some more casual things. Back then, it was a rarity. Nowadays, it's a bi-weekly...
Oh my fucking god. Jujutsu Kaisen is in Fortnite?
...event that we can expect consistently forever.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is in Fortnite?
And of Chapter 1, I would say the most impactful of these crossovers would be Batman's involvement. Now, Batman, along with a lot of collabs, will eventually be important to the story to
We got a Marvel DC crossover in Fortnite before we actually did on television.
Extent. And here it's mostly for the purpose of making Tilted Towers into Gotham for a bit. Just be ready for when it comes back. Batman is unfortunately important. And that takes us to the start of Chapter 2 on October 15th of 2019. All I can really describe Chapter 2 is just wonderful. I really love this chapter. I have as much nostalgia as the next guy, but it truly felt like every couple weeks there was something new appearing, and then you could just innovate and mess with the game because of that. And it's really funny seeing this become the blueprint for other live service games and every other game failing to do it.
That's pretty hilarious. Yeah.
It's not
Remember Concord?
Hard to see why Fortnite is at the position it is now. So Chapter 2 Season 1 is more of a welcome back thing. Not too much to swallow, more just introducing all the new funny things to be implemented and seen in the future. But Chapter 2 Season 2 is where Fortnite really starts getting into that modern day rhythm. Across this period, 2 factions would fight and make it everybody else's problem. Ghost and Shadow. Even though this is a battle between agents who appear on both sides of the same place nonstop, who seemingly make no progress on either side, in actuality, this is all a trick. A little bunch of lies.
Okay,
This is Midas, the man
happening?
responsible for this fake fight.
All right, nice. Turn stuff to gold.
While all this was going on, Midas was able to build a device
All right, sexy Catwoman, sure.
cleverly named the device. And in the end,
Dude, I love when they do that. When they name the device, because they don't have a better idea for it.
Deadpool infiltrates
It's like when the villain in your favorite TV show is just the company.
their operation and takes over a yacht. This does not matter. And the season ends at Midas's base with it actually being used. And then it's revealed this was all done in an attempt to hold off the storm and finally end the loop.
Oh, shit. There was this whole massive plan to end the fucking loop. Because the storm comes in, it destroys the universe every 22 minutes, and it just sets them restarting them with no memories all over again. So his whole plan was to actually get them out of purgatory. That's fucking dark as shit.
It fails.
Yeah.
Instead, all the loopers get sent
Shock.
to the I.O. offices and see John Jones trying to get the loop back in order and completely struggling. And Midas would have won here. He would have had no issues,
All right.
but by pure chance, a gigantic flood sweeps over the island and ruins Midas's chance of
No.
saving the day. And
No. A random flood?
now the island is flooded. So great. Thus begins season 3, and the island stops flooding.
Is that Aquaman? Oh,
Over time, we
man.
can kind of just ignore that for now. I have to be honest with you for a minute, though. No matter how you cut it, comics are pretty important to the story of Fortnite. And for the
Fuck.
past, 4 seasons, Marvel's been having a story worth looking at. See,
Wait, why?
Thor, Marvel's Thor, has become the king of his home of Asgard, and life's been going pretty good for him.
See, this is why it's a good thing that I've been doing Marvel lore. Yeah, that's right. We will consume all lore, baby.
That is, until Galactus, the same Galactus
The goat, by the way. Love this
who
guy.
beat my ass in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, the same Galactus who the MCU is gonna butcher. That Galactus, he's out and about chewing and chomping on planets like the big boy
True,
he is.
he does that.
Decides to alert Thor about the Black Winter, which is gonna destroy everything it can possible. And hesitantly, Thor gets to work finding 5 unpopulated planets that Galactus can gobble down so he can get strong enough to take down the Black Winter. And it goes well, but near the end of Season X, the Black Hole event starts, a rift appears, and Galactus feels the energy of the 0 point within.
No! Okay, I'm used to them taking fucking other lores and putting them in Fortnite. They put Fortnite into Marvel Comics? This rift that happens in Marvel Comics is the rift of Fortnite? There's no fucking way.
In it, and his tummy starts rumbling. He just gets a little bit hangry. He just gets oh so hungry. He wants to eat the most powerful thing in the Omniverse. But Thor isn't a big fan of that, so he then spends a year zooming into the loop, completely ignores the memory stuff that's starting to stop Galactus, and in order to stop Galactus, summons as many Marvel heroes as possible to fit into the Battle Pass and also stop Galactus. It's very convenient how they work together.
So you're telling me that the reason why Marvel heroes are in Fortnite is because Thor summoned them all to stop Galactus from eating this universe. That is actual canon lore to both Fortnite and to Marvel. That's fucking stupid. I love it. I'm sorry. I know I'm supposed to be a hater, but I love that, bro. They actually somehow tied in like a legitimate plot point reasoning crossover to this shit. There's no way. Absolutely no fucking way.
Chapter 2, Season 4, August 27th, 2020. It's the Marvel season. A whole batch of Marvel characters all show up with a single objective of preparing for Galactus' hangry harassment.
That's insane. That's insane. They're all here in Fortnite to stop Galactus. And that's canon to both Marvel and Fortnite.
Honestly, they struggle a bit on account of failing to the loop. My logic is that they all kept working through the storm, would die, and then respawn, and it's a very annoying process. Tony Stark, Iron Man, whatever you want to say,
Yeah.
he in specific is able to use the rift powers to get Stark Industries in the island and also get himself out of the loop.
Rich white men, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
Meanwhile, Doctor Doom takes over Pleasant Park. This will be relevant in about 4 years.
Fuck, bro. It's insane. Holy shit.
So Galactus takes a few months to arrive, but he does get there, and the fight goes pretty well. Loopers all got their own...
He actually shows up into Fortnite? What the fuck?
Battle buses.
This is a Fortnite visual?
With bombs duct taped to them all. I don't know how they got so many buses, but they did. And it all goes well. Galactus eats all the buses while going for the 0 point and ends up exploding and falling out of the domain. Hooray, said everybody else. I sure am glad we have Iron Man making stuff now. Maybe we can all escape the loop now that we have an Iron Man on the land. But that didn't happen. It never has, and it never will. The Imagined Order is pissed. They're a bit grumpy, a bit grouchy, and Agent Jones gets a phone call and a new mission, probably from Gino. See, the 0 point is once again exposed and to an extent weakened from the Galactus attack. Agent Jones is now given the task to recruit a whole bunch of people to stop the loopers from escaping.
Because obviously they have to stop the loopers from escaping, because let's be honest here, we still need all those people in the loop for our Nazi experimentation done by cyborg interdimensional Nazi gods. They have to fucking continue experimenting on them. So obviously we need to stop the Avengers from ever leaving the loop. So the Avengers enter the loop to save the universe of Fortnite from Galactus, and they later get absolutely cucked by the Nazi overseers and turn them into experiments in their twisted game. That's pretty fucking dark. Holy shit!
Given a portal gun that also makes him immune to looping. I'm taking this as the idea that the Imagined Order immediately recruited a bunch of people, and anyone who gets added in this specific season becomes an advocate for the IO. In other words, Kratos got very lucky with his network.
Bro, they brought Kratos in to protect them.
The only exception is Master Chief, because he was stuck in a gas station display door. Additional
I want to cry.
hunters of the IO include Xenomorphs, Daryl Dixon, the Mandalorian, Chun-Li, I think.
What the?
Tron.
What? Why?
Yeah.
No, Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts, bro!
And this Pancake Man. They are
Pancake Man, obviously.
Are letting anybody in. And it was excessive.
And they are the ones here to defend the fucking Nazi scientists. Not that they know that they're defending Nazi scientists, of course.
Jones overdid it, and he got too many rifts open, and this successfully upsets the 0 point. Good job, Jones. The 0 point is now dying, and it's entirely your fault. Instead of curling up into a ball and crying like a little baby.
Damn.
Jones goes completely against what he's done up to this point and fights against all his just personally hired hunters as he
hires all these guys and then he literally goes up against them.
Throws the portal gun into the 0 point, and as he's doing this, Ryu from Street Fighter kills Peely. This is my hero.
Why? Why?
When this happens, out comes a new meteor, and with it arrives the Seven's leader, the Foundation.
The Rock.
Oh my god, I completely forgot that the 7 were here. Foundation strangles Jones, and they become pals immediately after, as Jones ditches the Imagined Order.
Yeah, and he also becomes a terrorist.
All the while, the reality point still continues to break as reality shards show up across the area for a minute. Jones turns into a butterfly, making the closed reality destruction everybody else's problem. As the last resort, the Foundation decides to hold the 0 point together in this big bundle of chromium and saves the day. In exchange, anyone who's entered the island throughout the season are now members of the loop.
And so all the people that were originally brought into this loop over here to protect the 0 point ended up literally fucking stuck in this Nazi hamster wheel, infinite loop shit.
Oops. And that takes us to Chapter 2, Season 6. I don't really care for this one. This feels more like an intermission season than anything. Like, really, the only thing I think is worth sharing is that the last reality is relevant again. There's this guy, Raz. Ooh. He's a member of the last reality. He tries doing bad things. He fails. Also, the Foundation is back. That's virtually all you gotta know. But by this point, we were already seeing another comic. That being the Batman 0 Point comics. And the story here isn't...
Oh my god, they made a full-ass Batman. It's actually DC and Fortnite. I am shitting you not. They actually made a DC Fortnite collaboration comic series. They can't even make their own comics good anymore. Why?
Too hard to comprehend. DC's Deathstroke knocks himself and Batman into a rift. Therefore, or trapping them in the loop.
In the actual DC comics, Deathstroke and Batman got stuck in Fortnite. Are you noticing what's actually happening here?
Here, Batman finds Harley Quinn and Catwoman already there, and then his immediate objective is to escape, and the IO, who are looking at Fortnite as a gacha game, and this randomly selected bundle of people being dropped into the island, they see they got a mythical Batman, and they don't want to lose that. So the IO drags out Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe, because I guess Kratos was on maternal leave or something, and they fight for a couple hours. Ultimately, Snake Eyes lets Batman...
Dude, why do these fights actually look fucking cool, and then you realize it's taking place in Fortnite?
Go, and from here, he and Catwoman discover a whole bunch of escaped loopers, and they then decide to use the bunker.
They make a bunker looper resistance of fucking characters trying to escape from purgatory.
Hidden across the island to try and find the IO main base. And then Fishstick freaking dies, dying to the cold hand of Deathstroke, who's working with the IO.
And of course, Deathstroke is working with the Nazis. I mean, no one is surprised by this, to be honest.
Dies and he doesn't respawn. The ending is kinda quick. Deathstroke and Batman fight. This astronaut guy jumps into the 0 point and has his molecules ripped apart, and then everybody escapes. Batman in specific being really depressed.
Why?
Anyway, moving on. Chapter 2, Season 7.
Oh, Rick and Morty, Superman, why?
Alien invasion. Dr. Sloan is here, and she's gonna prepare for the looming war against the...
Someone in chat just said, now the lore starts to get interesting, and I have no idea if you're being sarcastic or not.
Aliens. For about a few...
Like, unironically, they put more effort into this than I ever expected them to.
Weeks they've been abducting random characters, but now it seems like they're gonna do what every other villain's done. Gotta go get the 0 point. Wow! I wonder what makes this group special. It's actually the last reality. They're relevant to the story now. Honestly, it's a very simple objective. They want to take the 0 point and make every other reality go away. However...
Holy shit, they want to exterminate all life in the multiverse. All right, that's pretty fucked up.
However, with Sloan here, she is as much of an enemy as she is a friend. In terms of priority between the three factions and who we want to support, it goes Foundation and the Seven are always going to be the main priority, then the Imagined Order, because at least then they don't want to kill us and destroy everything. They just want to make it forever never ending, which it's bad, but it's not the...
Yeah, it's at least you're in purgatory and they don't literally remove all life from existence. True! Lesser of the evils.
Worst case scenario. But then the last reality is the only group we objectively want to prioritize and get rid of. We have a preference. Now, Sloan is aligned with the Imagined Order, and we know that because I emphasized that and I spoiled that at the very beginning. This is the point where it would have been confirmed, but it doesn't matter. And unfortunately, the Seven are not necessarily available at the moment.
Right, because the Seven, the terrorists that are fighting back against the Imagined Order, those guys are obviously the best characters here, which will probably never succeed because Fortnite needs to continue forever until the universe ends up blowing up. My guess is the sun's detonation will be the end of Fortnite.
For numerous reasons. A good example of Sloan's goals are found in more Batman comics. This one's a bit faster.
It is fucking mind-boggling to me that we're learning Fortnite lore from actual DC Batman comics.
But essentially, the Foundation enters Gotham when a spire gets destroyed in the previous season, and it turns out Sloan and Lex Luthor decided to open...
Sloan, the scientist that wants to wipe out reality, is teaming up with Lex Luthor, not from Fortnite, but from actual DC comics.
Up a rift in DC land because the 0 point is currently out of commission, so the IO is really in shambles. And in the end, though, Foundation uses this to return and get back onto the island.
Dog! They brought the Batman Who Laughs into Fortnite? Dude, fans were begging for Batman Who Laughs to be in fucking actual TV shows. They have it as canon in Fortnite first? Oh, there's just no way. I did a whole ass, lore dive into Batman Who Laughs. That just ain't right, bro.
And Batman Who Laughs, this being a Batman villain who it was like Joker and Batman combined. I never really cared for him. I don't pay attention to him. He enters the loop, gets his ass beat by Foundation.
I can't believe he's actually in fucking Fortnite lore. That's mind-boggling. There is no justice in this world that fan favorite characters end up in Fortnite before they actually end up in consumable media.
And Foundation only wants to find Jones. And as this is happening, the island is throwing an Ariana Grande what?
Dude, they are like, this is the most shameless cash grab I've ever seen in my life, and it just works.
The last reality is really struggling to find the 0 point on the island, and in an attempt to scan all the minds of the islanders and get any sort of information possible, they get Ariana Grande to perform a concert to do a mind scan of everybody.
They're trying to make an Ariana Grande concert actually part of Fortnite lore.
Quickly, because I guess that's how it works. This means that Ariana Grande's alien invasion mind scanning is canon and is justified, whereas Marshmello and Travis Scott were specifically filler activities. Make sure you know the difference. This is filler, this is not.
I will never understand anything. This is fucking crazy. Why is this an actual story that does sort of make sense? They have different concerts in the story. Some of them are canon, and they admit some of them are filler. That's fucking insane.
Operation Skyfire. Sloane's plan is simple. She wants to take all the loopers sitting at Coney Complex to get abducted and sent to the alien prison. Then Sloane's gonna hack the cells for everybody, and then Coney Complex is gonna have a bunch of bombs stuck to it, blow up the ship, instant victory.
That is a pretty fucking insane plan. That is an insane plan. Get all these people arrested, hack the ship, release the prisoners, start a coup, actually Gino bomb a fucking alien race. Holy shit, for the Emperor, am I right?
This part goes swimmingly. Unfortunately, Kevin returns, but those little
Kevin is the giant god cube that was created by the Void God.
backpacks hurt our lovable little cube, and now I no longer even remotely like Dr. Sloan, remotely even a tad. And this is the part where she messes up very bad. She decides, yeah, y'all can just die in the scary alien spaceship. I don't give a hoot. I don't give a hoot. As she like opens up a pack of Fun Dip or something. So great. All the loopers are out of the loop and at risk of permadeath in the last reality's giant.
That's pretty shitty.
This thing. As a last resort, they reboot Kevin to be a friendly cube, and as a thank you for removing all the hate and malice from his cubic
that's not the lore.
Kevin brings everybody to this giant cube storage room where everybody is safely launched back onto the island with the new cubes.
Oh my god, dude, there's no way. So this cube was created by the Void God before time, and it was an agent of the God of Void into this reality to blight it and wipe it out. But because they removed hate from its heart, it became a good Void Cube God, and it helped and brought everyone back into purgatory to continue getting experimented on by Nazi overseers. Like, when you put that into perspective, that's fucking insane.
And this makes it so nobody necessarily won the operation, because in the following season and Chapter 2's finale, the cubes all start moving around just in time for the spooky, scary 2021 Fortnitemares event, where out pops the Cube Queen. You know.
Right, so the Cube Queen, for those of you not paying attention, is very similar to the Cube King, except the Cube King is just a giant cube. The Cube Queen is a sexy lady with 90 entries on Rule34.com. Not that I would know.
Oh, the head of the last reality invasion, not a big deal, just summons a bunch of freaky things to attack the loopers.
Sure.
Another battle begins. Io makes a base to prepare, Cube Queen makes a pyramid with the cubes, and Kevin changed his name to Blevin because he's blue. In the finale, we got the Io, Blevin, and all the loopers versus the Queen. And it's just a straight up gunfight. At first, the last reality...
No way, Fortnite is about a straight up gunfight? That's crazy.
Had a tremendous lead, with the Queen creating a rift to the last reality armada as they shatter Blevin. This death is a little less impactful. If you bring a character back and then kill them again, it means nothing. This cube has died.
Yeah, I literally do not give a flying shit about the cube. That was evil, that was good, that was evil, that was good, that ended up dying. I care nothing for this cube. I'm sorry. No offense. Get out of here. Okay.
About 3 times. So meanwhile, as this is happening...
Everyone in my comment section shitting on Fortnite's crossovers... Their crossovers have more integrity than Magic the Gathering, okay? I need to do a Magic the Gathering lore dive, but some of their crossovers make no sense. So I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying.
As everything the IO has worked for is at risk, Sloan decides that this is the appropriate time to execute Agent Jones.
Why?
But the Foundation sneaks in, slaughters some agents, and then he and Jones escape, leaving Sloan to do something I don't even know what it was. Back at the top, the Visitor and the Scientist have been helping to slow down the Cube Queen's invasion, but have to open up a bunker so the loopers can retreat, leading up with everybody regrouping at the bridge where the island's gyro anchor resides. And desperate times call for desperate measures, my friends.
Time to become terrorists again.
Foundation decides the only way we can stop the Cube Queen is to literally force the rift portal shut by flipping the island over, which somehow has an already completely established island with its own locations and society, perfect for more Fortnite fighting.
So they flip they flipped the island over to fuck up the enemies, but they already have a perfectly built infrastructure for a society on the underside of an island? Okay.
Because in Chapter 2, and only in Chapter 2, the realm is flat. Or like 2 plates stacked on each other in like this way. So both have their own size, own contents, and the planet is flat. So flipping the island isn't out of the question. And it's a success. Everybody is dragged out of the ocean and watches the island not only flips, but causes the IO.
Why the fuck are the visuals actually going so hard? Like, this is not even fair! The visuals are going way too hard!
To remain trapped on the Chapter 2 side, and the Cube Queen to fail. And then a massive, another massive wave. I think this is the second one. Sweeps everybody into the water, taking us straight into Chapter 3. Time out. Now, I know the Battle Royale is easily the thing Fortnite's known for, sure.
For sure.
But one thing we fail to consider during all these goofy recaps is anything that isn't Battle Royale. Like Fortnite has always tried to be this entertainment titan with all these characters and special game modes. But we also have to look at the initial intention of Fortnite, that being
selling products.
The world.
Yeah, no, selling products.
A game imprisoned at the very back of the Epic Games game selection, acting as a PvE mode where teams of 4 go up against the monsters created by the storm that somehow managed to slaughter 98% of the population there.
Wait, that's actually part of the canon as well?
The World is the mediocre sibling of an A-list celebrity, but we gotta give Save the World some love. Plus, it actually has connections to the more recognized mode. Characters from Save the World get abducted and added to the—
There's a PvE Fortnite that I never even heard of because it's so irrelevant.
Battle Royale as loopers, but in some cases, we have people who never get brought over. It's really nice to look at a completely different area and setting, and it gives us a better idea of seeing what specifically The Last Reality is actually capable of, because The Last Reality is entirely responsible for deploying the main thing responsible for the apocalypse, that being the Storm King, which just essentially sweeps in and slaughters billions of people pretty—
What the fuck?
Effortlessly. There was an
This is like an actual post-apocalyptic era because the Storm King is a fucking creation that destroyed billions of people?
Attempt to save the world by a technology company by the name of Vindertech. And I'm shocked this is never brought up. This is an incredibly important company in Save the World and Battle Royale. This is a company founded by a Dr. Vinderman and is implied to be responsible for the creation of weaponry and technology like the Battle Bus, the Storm Shield, and the V-Buck. That's right.
They made V-Bucks canon in Fortnite!
Right, this company's responsible for the creation of one of the most valuable currencies in our modern day. Billions of real-world dollars have been burned to this icon. Before losing—
It's honestly true. The insane amount of money Fortnite makes is, like, honestly baffling.
Perishing to the Storm King, Vinderman would invent a helper bot named Ray, who, just like everyone else, would abandon Save the World to be in the Battle Royale. Hell, even Vinderman does that. Like, before he died, he made himself into an AI by the name of Dr. Vinderbot, and eventually that enters Save the World. It's incredible how everyone will abandon their respective realities to go hang out with Goku and Optimus Prime in Purgatory.
I mean, let's be real here. Every single child would fucking do exactly that to go, to go do that shit. No? Bro, did you know that Fortnite made $5.8 billion in 2021 alone? Did you know that Fortnite made $5.1 billion in 2020 alone? Oh my fucking god, that's a ridiculous amount of money. That's like a ridiculous amount of money. Holy shit. Bro. Apparently it made over it made 5.8 billion in 2024 too. Oh my god.
Save the World like I do Battle Royale when it comes to the story, and most live services games for that matter. There will never be a satisfying conclusion because there can't be.
Of course not. They need it to be endless to keep making more money.
These games rarely know when they're gonna end, so both modes stagnate on decent conflicts that'll eventually be resolved to make room for the next one, and continue the loop forever. I have no quarrels with Save the World. It's just that the premise is the story. We don't need to go into the deepest pits.
I love how they're not gonna focus on this Save the World thing, because there's no point, because you're never gonna save the world, because the moment you save the world, the story's over. This isn't creating art for the sake of creating an art piece that will end and be remembered as a truly wonderful art piece of all time. This is a money printing press. Fortnite is worth more than Canada at this point. okay? Like, this is fucking unbelievable.
Save the world.
Of course they have to drop the save the world and focus on like the infinite ever sprawling lore of including Gojo Satoru into fucking Fortnite.
Because it's a reflection of its position in Fortnite.
They have Kill Bill in Fortnite?
There is something here, maybe even of value. It's left in the dust because of popularity and priority. Like the only thing I would say worth noting is Vinderman has an assistant named Desiree, and she sacrifices herself in one of the many raids of the game. And that's really unfortunate.
That's pretty fucking sad, but who cares because we're focused on the infinite money simulator that is Fortnite.
The initial idea of Fortnite was this, but
Fortnite actually started off with an interesting story in mind, and they had to change that and pervert it for a business model that will never truly end.
Nobody's gonna give it a chance. I played it, I had tons of fun, but it's just how it is, I'm afraid. I'm sure Epic Games have learned from their mistakes and aren't gonna do anything like it again.
Uh-oh. Yeah, okay, alright. Hit us with...
I set December 5th, 2021, Chapter 3 time. Following the flip, loopers regroup with the Foundation where he shares that if we free the 0 point, everyone can go home.
Alright, this is great, because right now, they're in purgatory.
And is referred to as the Flipside, so we're gonna stick with it. The first season, like usual, it isn't too bad, just following the 7 as he tries to free the 0 point and locate the Paradigm. I'm just gonna say that for the
Paradigm.
rest of this time. I hope I'm right. I don't care if I'm wrong.
Paradigm!
And then Chapter 3, Season 2 comes in, and the IO's all like, no.
Oh my god, they bring in a lot of random Marvel villains. Fuck.
No, you're not gonna get this.
Sorry, terrorists that are terrorists against Nazis. Nope.
0 point that easily, you silly, lovable, iconic character Foundation you, and drills its way from the flip side to the other side. So now there's a war. Our team spends...
Yeah, it's literally the fucking Undercity. The people that are on the backside of the island surviving somehow in an underwater ecosystem are fighting back against the terrorists that have taken the mainland. What the fuck?
Most of it with the 7 while finding the Paradigm where possible, whereas the IO makes a collider that is so strong it can destroy everything, because if they can't have the 0 point, nobody
Makes
can.
sense to me.
That. Oh, did I mention that there's more comics? There's more comics, by the way. Here's Marvel Zero War.
Oh god.
The Visitor comes up with a plan to destroy the collider using a mech that the Paradigm piloted before her
Paradigm.
appearance all the way back in Chapter 1, Season 9. So Spider-Man, Jones, and the 7 all go to respective locations.
Oh,
Some
God.
go to a moon because...
Dude, I'm suffering that, like, this is canon to Marvel.
I guess the mech is up there now, while a few characters head over to Earth 616 to get a fragment of the 0 point. And Wolverine, you know, that lovable, stabby knuckle guy, he refuses until the Imagined seduces him.
All it took was a woman, ladies and gentlemen. I will never be in Fortnite. Random woman shows up. Okay, change my mind. Let's go!
In canon, Wolverine is a switch. The people on the moon get...
Look, this is canon to Wolverine now. Wolverine got rizzed by someone to the point that he joined Fortnite. Sorry, Wolverine fans, this is canon.
The Paradigm pretty easily, learning that she had to work with the IO, or else the collider would have been built in Chapter 1. We also learned that the IO, they already suck, but they super suck. Like the Imagine and her sister were thrown into the loop initially by their father, Gino.
That's pretty shitty.
And immediately got replaced by snapshots when they didn't win immediately.
Holy shit, that might be the darkest fucking twist of all time, and he said it super fucking randomly. He just said that completely randomly. And that is so dark. Someone sent his own daughters into the fucking loop to turn them into super soldiers, but literally replaced them with clones because they weren't fucking good enough. Oh my god.
We also find out the reason for Jones doing any of this is just because he has a 9-to-5. He needs to sustain it. The
No!
IO pays well. They would have provided generational wealth, kept his family floated.
He was working for scientist Nazis because they were fucking paying him well.
Had good dental. They had all of that. And here's something else neat. The Ice King, all the way back at the start, is
not my Ice King.
Apparently a good guy, possibly. He doesn't look like one, but I think he is. Regardless, he was in part responsible for imprisoning the Fire King and Devourer, as they were both considered multiversal threats. Anyway, Dr. Doom...
Dude, someone's actually gonna make some sort of fucking Fortnite death battle lore. I wonder if they actually have that. Ice King Fortnite versus wiki? Like, how powerful are these characters? Oh god, this guy looks so fucking cringe. He's 9A tier. Fuck, dude. Supersonic plus attack speed. He could lift an infinity blade. Oh my god, dude! Oh my god! Never mind.
From Doctor Doom has the 0-point shard, and then he gets his ass beat. I'm sure this character will never be plot relevant in specific in Chapter 5, Season 4. I guess we'll just have to wait and see, but probably not. And then part of the comic overlaps with the collision event, where the mech starts smacking up the collider and hardly save everything as Peely drives in and saves the day. I still don't like you. On the collider, Wolverine, the Imagined, and the Order. Please remember that the Imagined and the Order are good, and the Imagined Order is different and bad.
Also true. Okay, so the Imagined Order, they're the fucking evil space Nazis, okay? The Imagined and the Order are two separate characters that are both terrorists fighting against the Imagined Order. It makes sense. It's just shitty writing.
See Gino actually doing something to forward the plot. And within a few seconds, the Imagined chucks herself and Gino into the 0-point, where Gino just goes, all right, well, if I'm dying, we're destroying everything that's ever existed
Makes
ever.
sense. Meanwhile, classic, every single one.
At ground level, Jones distracts Dr. Sloan as she gets crushed, supposedly killed off through the mech.
No one dies in Fortnite. They just come back.
Crushing her. And as Gino and the Imagined are painfully ripped apart to a molecular level.
Don't worry, they'll be back.
Gino explains he was just trying to make the perfect reality.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. I was trying to commit genocide and wipe out humanity because I wanted to create the perfect reality. Yeah, well, fuck you, Gino.
I already covered that at the very beginning. We don't care. So the Imagined is implied deceased, Io loses real hard, and Gino is seen reforming in another reality for some unexplained...
I literally called it. I literally fucking called it. He was destroyed on a molecular level. And I said, yeah, he's not dead. And here, he's back! He's back!
Stupid reason. Because they can't kill anyone! They can't kill anyone!
No one dies in Fortnite because they literally need to come back later. Thanks for the raid, senpai.
Chapter 3.
I hate that some of my favorite characters are in this shit. I feel like any world that's sold out to Fortnite, and I'm not talking about lending their IP to Fortnite, but I mean actually making Fortnite canon in their universe, are sellouts and do not deserve my respect. And that includes Marvel. I'm not gonna lie. I like some Marvel lore after doing some of the Marvel dives. I have zero respect for the fact that they made Fortnite canon to Marvel. Like, that is like the most fucking selfish cash grab of all time.
Season 3. Man, what a stressful collection of events. I'm sure the loopers would love not to escape but enjoy their summer with the 0-point being kind enough to make a big old tree. Yeah. Throughout the season, we really only follow the scientist as he tries to communicate with the 0-point, and near the end, just entirely out of nowhere, the Chrome. Hope you didn't forget about the last reality, because they are here again.
Oh, they can't get rid of even non-character plot points in Fortnite keep coming back. Like, this is insane.
Just like in Save the World and in previous seasons, to destroy.
Dude, they literally did this again, right? Remember, these are the guys that previously wanted to wipe out all reality because they thought all reality would be somehow a danger to them themselves. So they literally tried to wipe out all reality, but instead they ended up getting their asses kicked. So they're back now to once again save themselves by wiping out all reality. Like, fuck, bro. Like, that is the laziest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, goody. Time to destroy a ton of the story and characters in 2 minutes. The Origin, Scientist, and Visitor all get turned into Chrome. Just a weird substance that liquidates anyone who touches it, who flies away last second and hides with the 0-point. And in addition, Foundation and the Order both go missing, and we don't really know where they are at the current moment. And because of all of this, we're just out of characters that aren't Jones, Peely, Perishim, or Loopers.
That's horrifying. All the characters that were literally driving this story So remember, this story was mainly focusing on the fact that you had these imaginary order or whatever they're called, the fucking Nazis that are testing all these people by putting them in this loop, this ultimate purgatory to fight an eternal conflict forever. And these 7 guys that are literally fighting up against them as terrorists, trying to break them out of this endless tragic cycle. So what happened here is random Krobe, living nut, shows up and liquefies everyone that is actually driving the plot forward. That's fucking insane.
So we gotta fix that. This is the Herald, member of the last reality and really passionate about the nothing. I wish I could talk to a therapist, but I'm not telling any therapist about Fortnite lore.
Oh, fuck, dude. Like, dude, this just makes me realize, listen, I said I'm gonna consume all lore, okay? And I feel like this was definitely important on my trek to consuming all lore, but holy fuck, I feel like this video actually gave me an aneurysm.
Chapter 3, Season 4, we're dead. No other way around it, to be honest. The only real people worth noting that we can work with are Jones and an AI the scientists made named Amy.
Why?
This entire season is just coming to terms as the Chrome and the Herald makes its
Dude,
way.
I hate when they create, like, enemies in video games, especially. Enemies that are just generic blobs that are consuming all life. I find that to be the most boring, random, generic, stakes hiring bullshit I've ever seen.
Down to the reality tree and to the fracture event, the Parisian makes a power move with her homeland technology to force the zero fusion. What this boils down to is essentially just it allows another island to be formed as the Chrome and the last reality explodes the
Also, they literally just fucked up the reality so badly they decided to escape to another one instead. That is like not good. What the fuck?
Previous one. What this essentially boils down to is that another island is formed via the Chrome. That is the end of chapter 3.
You've got to be fucking kidding me. Chapter 3, you have the Chrome show up. It wipes out all the fucking main characters that are actually driving the force, whether it's the Imagined Order or it's the terrorists that are fighting back. The only people that survive are the generic looper characters that you choose to play as player characters in the endless loop. And as this Chrome shows up and fucking murders everyone. Fucking everyone. They're just like, oh, fuck it, the universe is gone, and they create another universe to fucking suffer in again? Holy balls.
And honestly, that's the last thing the Seven has done. Even though
Oh
3 of them are implied to be alive, even
Was that Hulk on a scooter?
though another 3 are in Chrome, and even though one of them might still be alive because Gino might still be alive because I guess getting your molecules ripped apart, I guess a girl can live through that.
True.
This, along the fact that the Imagined Order is extremely weakened and the last reality really has nothing going on because they lost a bunch of their powerhouses, we're in a weird limbo state. And despite how many characters that already exist, so few of them are ever plot relevant from this point forward. So few of them actually matter beyond a single event. Like Midas is still alive after being eaten.
What? Midas is still around? Dude, that guy, unironically, the GOAT. In this entire Fortnite lore dive, I think Midas might have been my favorite character.
By a shark, and nothing's gonna get done about it. I think here especially is where the storyline begins to fade. Like chapter
this is where it begins to fade. Chupo, this is where it begins to fade.
2 and the start of 3 use their limited resources and events to tell compelling stories about these 3 factions and any sort of fourth party
3 factions that are all ravaged and fucking awful
might show up. It's just like Fortnite is known to do. Have extra parties show up and destroy the current one so nobody goes anywhere, and it's an eternal loop until there's an eventual winner, and then there's just another game. Again, just like Fortnite, they try to juggle everything and then it gets too hard to maintain. Some of them aren't worth investing time into, and
it's like Fortnite lore is a pyramid scheme. I'm gonna explain this to you in a way that I think you're gonna appreciate and understand, because honestly, I think this is pretty fucking genius in its own way. All right, let's get rid of the cycle of hate, which I've already explained to you in the past. Fortnite is an actual fucking pyramid scheme, okay? So think about it this way. It starts off with one event, all right? This event over here at the top. These are the fucking people that created the Fortnite universe. They are created this infinite loop for people to fight for eternity, because they want to test them out. All right, that's the first stage. The next stage is things are getting boring, so they have to include Marvel shows up. All right, Marvel shows up and they introduce a whole lot of fucking characters into Fortnite lore. All right, because Galactus is coming and they need to fucking stop them, and that's insane. But they have to stop Galactus from consuming the world. But the thing is, you know the issue with that? Once they stop Galactus, you don't need them there anymore. But you do, because there is the last reality. It's causing even more mayhem, which means you need to bring in Kratos and even more characters into Fortnite to deal with that. because now that you have the last reality fighting, you're gonna need extra characters in Fortnite to actually stand up to a much bigger threat that is the last reality. But that seems like everything gets solved and things are more or less done. But that's not true, because you know what's even bigger than the last reality? Even more characters that need to be brought in. Now, the reason why more characters need to be brought in is because there's a terrorist organization fighting against the Nazi scientists that are actually running tests on all these fucking people. Now, we need to bring in even more people to quench this even bigger problem. This means even more collabs. This means bringing in Batman characters. This means collaborating with Batman in their own universe. We need fucking Rick and Morty to show up here as well. But you know what? You know what's even bigger than that? There's something even crazier and scarier than that. Because the Chrome shows up. The Chrome is such a dangerous, powerful entity that the Chrome literally can wipe out all of reality. It destroys all of the main points that we've had until here. It makes you need to bring in even more relevant characters, this time from the worlds of anime, to stop the Chrome. It is such a big fucking issue. It's insane. This is the pyramid scheme of Fortnite. As time will evolve, you'll keep needing to grow more and more random plot points, random bullshit, random collaborations, random reasons to why you need more and more issues in Fortnite. This is the pyramid scheme of Fortnite. They could never slow down. The moment they slow down, they die. And you'll need to keep investing more money for bigger events, for bigger series, for bigger ways to claim that reality is being destroyed. That is the pyramid scheme of Fortnite, and it all mixes with the lore.
And it falls apart. Oh, but making Fortnite Disney World? Oh, no, that one can stay. I wish Save the World was more popular.
Yeah, because that actually has a story. This is a pyramid scheme.
Chapter 4. I'll remember this chapter for making Optimus Prime a Battle Pass exclusive on one of the least fun seasons ever produced in the game.
Let's go!
Woohoo! So now we're left with only 3 actually important characters. Jones, he's been established, currently just floating in space because of the events at the end of Chapter 3.
This is actual power creep in a gacha game. How fucking insane is that?
Then we have Amy, who across the first couple of seasons gets a body built and is really just a rep of the 7. And then the Ageless, who's a more chillaxed snapshot of Gino. The first half of the chapter quite literally boils down to Amy failing to find the 7. Allegedly, they are still alive. The last reality has all their data scrubbed from all in-game databases.
All right.
The Ageless sets up rifts because he keeps having scary nightmares about Gino, probably. So in other words, the 7 are just being teased. The last reality is not known about, and they probably won't be. And the imagined order is implied to be controlling everything.
Sure, the imagined order. The Nazi people that were wiped out in the last season, well, they're secretly controlling everything in this season. And it's even bigger than before.
Behind the scenes.
Somehow.
We're back in Chapter 1! I hate Chapter 4 season.
Oh my god, dude. Do you see what just happened? That was the wrong button. Did you see what just happened? This is fucking insane. See, this is the problem with gacha power creep. Because as we hear right now, the Chrome is at such an insanely high level, you do realize what that leads us. That leads us with no story. There's no fucking story anymore. So remember the imagined order from the very, very fucking beginning, from Chapter 1 that was controlling everything? Well, since you need some actual fucking storyline, here we are. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. A reason to bring back the fucking exact same character for no reason whatsoever. But this time, there's a million other fucking goddamn characters in Fortnite that are also here with them because they somehow need to make believe it's bigger when the plot is literally in a fucking loop. Welcome to Fortnite lore.
3. I appreciate Optimus. Cool. Great. Love him. That's all, though. An earthquake reveals a jungle on the island, destroying a marginal chunk of the fall biome, which was near perfect. That was... I love this area. Why would you make it less? Optimus Prime pretends to be plot relevant, and somehow, Dr. Sloan survives, citing that an eclipse is coming. And I mean, that's true technically. I just think that this is stupid. So we have this additional new guy, Kato Thorn, and he does heists.
Fuck, what?
But also, he is a time-traveling vampire.
This is what I'm saying.
And also,
this TikTok guy is in Fortnite?
TikTok guy is here. He makes the funny.
That's insane. I can't put. See, again, do you see what I mean? This is literally what I'm saying. This is literally what I'm saying the entire time. This is Fortnite power creep at its fucking finest. We're back with the original villains. Every single time. We already have all the Marvel characters. Bro, now you need to include TikTokers. Lamer, true, than Marvel characters, but you need them because otherwise you're gonna get fucking destroyed. Oh, don't worry, guys. Don't worry. We're gonna also include time-traveling vampire OCs. And don't worry, guys. We're gonna find new franchises to tap into to somehow make this even bigger, even though it is ultimately just a reskinned version of Chapter 1. There is no end. There is no end. It's fucking unbearable. I can't believe this shit. This is wild.
Face. Dr. Sloan wants the time machine.
Sure.
She does not get it. Kato wants island treasures. He probably gets them. Joan is still flying in space at a perfect time and place. He arrives back on the island and sends himself back to Chapter 1, Season 5 in the Fortnite OG event. By this unfortunate technicality, we have not only figuratively regressed the story into Chapter 1, we have literally lost all our progress. Everyone, every looper, every snapshot, everyone except for Kato and Dr. Sloan and Ageless and maybe even Amy have all been sent back to the events of Chapter 1, potentially eradicating them all from the story.
That is insane. And this is the lamest time loop of all time. It's a time loop that erases all progression any character has ever made in this story. It is a slap in the face of actual lore.
Fortnite OG, cool, great, lovely idea.
However, from a lore standpoint, they literally butt-fucked every single character's story arc.
It has doomed the narrative. All of this storytelling will probably never come back, and I'll never be happy. Or they'll do it, and then they'll get rid of it for another season. I mean,
honestly, the thing is about Season 4, at least they could have given me the courtesy of letting me kill myself so that I didn't need to sit through this entire story just so they could retroactively negate all of it.
Be shocked if I am wrong. Oh, but don't worry, Peely's still around. We like Peely, don't we? We don't. Why is he still here? I have yet to meet anyone who's pro Peely. I have nothing left except for Jonesy. To be fair, the ending does set up what to realistically expect.
Oh my
with
God,
Sloan
Fall
saying
Guys.
The future is different. And she basically breaks the fourth wall, looks at the viewer and says, and I quote, "We are no longer exclusively putting a majority of our resources into the Battle Royale mode or its story. We are just going to hope the plot continues to make sense. We might occasionally bring back characters, but it does not matter since the story is convoluted in time travel and the multiverse means that we can completely ignore the problems of the plot."
Dude, this is just embarrassing, honestly.
Yeah, Fortnite! The finale sure is a finale. Chapter 1, Big Bang happens. It's time to introduce the Guitar Hero mode, the Lego mode, and the Rocket Racing mode.
And the sellout complete.
Has already been managed to save the world hell. Give it some time. Both of the other ones could easily be abandoned. It's happened before. It can happen again. Don't quote me on this, but I don't think the epic Eminem rap battle sing-along event is really gonna save you. So now, here we are.
Dude.
The most recent portion of Fortnite for like 2 or 3 weeks until this thing is instantly outdated. Chapter 5.
Peter Griffin. Skibbity toilet.
Now Jones is the sole protector of Fortopia, leading a new band of loopers.
There's still no explanation. They're actually living in a fucking purgatory. Like they completely forgot the actual plot at this point. Like when they say the expression "they lost the plot," they were talking about Fortnite.
Actually not sure if the loop is still a thing anymore. It's called the Underground now.
It's not even called the loop anymore. The actual plot is just completely retroactively removed.
Members include Peely and his fellow industry plant Hope. And Hope is very important. I don't know why they made Hope so important, but she's more prominent than Jones now. Say hello, she's permanent.
She's a girl boss, baby. We got girl boss. Fortnite went woke. They went woke, guys.
We also got Solid Snake from the Metal Gear franchise.
Somehow.
Cool. Season 1 follows them trying to rescue Peely because he gets captured by the villain organization of the week, the Society.
Dude, I told you, they named their villains the Society, the Device, the shit, the thing, the organization.
A group of wealthy powerhouses with the goal of finding Pandora's box, which is located on the Chapter 5 island. It will probably be important in Chapter 6. We'll find out. This team is led by Hope's sister, Valeria. That sounds like a disease.
That sounds... Oh my god, dude. True!
Additional members of this dangerous, mighty league threatening the underground in Peely include Montague, this tiger guy.
Yeah.
And Peter Griffin.
Yeah!
Griffin is the mob boss of a high society in Fortnite.
I mean, dude looks like the Kingpin, I'm not gonna lie, bro. This is just Wilson Fisk in his greatest form.
I'm glad it was you. But the Pandora's box will eventually show up, and out comes a big bundle of energy and the pantheon of Olympus, who just want to go and play Fortnite.
What?
And Valeria takes this time to drain the bank accounts of everybody in the high society.
She could drain my bank account.
Literally bringing Peter back to square one like a Family Guy episode. And Hope's family's bank account somehow, she gets so upset, she shuts down the underground for a month. She like hides in her room, arms crossed in the corner, probably wearing a dunce hat. This season, in specific, sees Zeus get upset that competitive players are bitching on Twitter about the fun seasonal weapons from Avatar. Therefore, they...
Oh my god, dude. Explain how Avatar characters are in here.
They all get tremendously nerfed or temporarily removed because competitive players don't like anything and they like ruining fun and we hate them. So justifiably,
competitive players playing Fortnite, you already have a problem. Now I know that people probably think you're important because you're playing Fortnite competitively, but goddamn, get another hobby.
Tries to destroy all the loopers permanently. He fails.
No offense, obviously, competitive Fortnite players. I wish you nothing but the best of luck. Your skill is noted and appreciated. But holy shit, you are going to be so depressed in like 5 years.
He chills out. Now there's a sandstorm. Right. Next season, now we got Megalodon. This is a guy alongside...
Dude, why are these characters so lame?
This band of wastelanders want to set up a pipeline that'll destroy the island. How riveting! How original! Hope starts grabbing...
This is the same plot again.
Gobbling up some gems that let her see...
Dude, I'm just such a hater at this point.
Visions. This is your Mary Sue. This is your new protagonist.
Dude, it's crazy they replaced the fucking Fortnite guy with a girl boss character. There's no way.
Hope you're happy. As this is going on, we got another fun, funky little guy, the Wanderer. Just a cloaked fella insisting that Megalodon will succeed, among other things. And guess what? He doesn't.
What? You mean he doesn't actually destroy the island?
Setup, because the Wanderer is a version of Marvel's Doctor Doom. Marvel will never not be relevant to this story. Chapter 5, Season 4, August 15th, 2024. The start of the most recent major period in...
Oh my god, it's an actual Marvel war.
Fortnite story until Chapter 6 releases. It released last week. When this video releases, it will be a week old. So basically, Dr. Doom's back. This time, instead of being randomly summoned and taking over Pleasant Park, he wants Fortnite.
Dr. Doom wants to conquer Fortnite.
Galactus is also dead in the ocean. It's still technically unknown whatever iconic industry plant Hope is gonna do after this, but she works alongside Jonesy, Peely, the X-Men, and anyone else who's technically still alive.
This is painful to watch. I'm not gonna lie, this is painful to watch. Cyclops and Jones.
And on the good guy's side, it's hard to tell anymore. As for the following months, the Fortnite gang prepares some graffiti beacons and rifts to stop Doom. And this brings a lot of issues to the island. In exchange for defeating Doom, another Fortnitemares event comes to the island, wrecks everybody's stuff, bang bang boop bop bop. Chapter 5 is over. Doom is defeated, and for the sake of money, it's time for new Fortnite stuff.
It doesn't end, bro.
Oh, also, Hope, she has magic graffiti.
God damn it, holy shit, that's pathetic.
I'm sure this isn't gonna impact the timeline one bit. Snoop Dogg has now replaced Midas in Chapter 2, and Juice WRLD is looming over like Galactus did. This is all a dream, it's not-
They're repeating plot points from Season 2, just with different characters. The same plot, Galactus, and they replaced it with Juice WRLD, and I don't know, I can't do this, man. I literally can't do this. This is unbelievably, unbearably shameful.
Not canon, but it might as well be, because I don't know. I just feel like it should be canon. The fact that this event in specific is implied to be a dream is... Sure. I'm done though. I've reached the summit of Fortnite for about 2 to 3 more weeks.
We're done.
Fortnite lore is just like the game and the community itself. It's incoherent. It can be very annoying. Sometimes it's very funny. Sometimes I scratch my head in confusion, and sometimes it's borderly baffling to see in real time.
Now this is painful. This might be one of the worst lore dives I've ever done in my entire life. People kept telling me Fortnite lore is actually interesting, but I'm really glad we did this because it's not.
But damn it, I enjoy it either way, despite how much of a mess it is, and hopefully, in the future, we can still appreciate Fortnite as much as it is socially acceptable. I would like to see the 7 return, but in the end, Fortnite's story is
I can't believe that there was actually a genuine plot with the 7 versus the imagined order, and they literally cucked the only actual semblance of a good story and replaced it with the most shameless cash grab of all time.
Never gonna end. There will never be a satisfying conclusion. I doubt it. I really doubt it. I would love to eat my words, but I'm so confident in this fact.
Yeah, there won't be, because they need to keep peddling it to more children.
So long as there is a fan base to play, there will never be a satisfying ending. Or not, you know, come back on December 7th, 2034, let me know. Wowee, who would have guessed that Fortnite, a live service game working with Disney that gets new content on a weekly basis, updates on a weekly basis? Conveniently, this recap is going to be out by the time that Chapter 6 releases. I'm recording this at the start of Chapter 6, so I already know everything up to this point. I'm completely blind from here on out. Again, all I know is Godzilla and Baymax, completely oblivious from here on out.
Yeah, and also, right now, there is Skibbity Toilet in Fortnite. All in all, this was crazy. Thank you so much for watching. I'm done. I think I'm done.
I'm sure it will be pretty cool. It'll be pretty good. You know, Fortnite's been pretty fun consistently, but it has problems like anything else does. Well, fellas, I'm clocking out. Fortnite Chapter 1 is a permanent mode now, and Chapter 6 just came out, so go check it out if you like Fortnite.
Yeah, that's insane. Anyway, Chupo does make good videos. I like his lore dives for sure. I'm glad that we did this because we needed to do this because we're consuming all lore, and all lore is being consumed. So thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate you guys a lot, even though I subjected this to you. I don't think it was terrible. I just don't think it was good. So with all that said and done, I do appreciate you. I once again thank you for being here, and this has been a lore dive. All lore will be consumed, ladies and gentlemen. Remember to stay weird, fam. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.